Tonight, the Davenport North High School family came together to support one of its own after a tragic accident.
3-year-old Braddock Shovlin was killed Sunday after he was hit by a truck in a parking lot. His father is the athletic director at Davenport North. And tonight, the girls' basketball team made sure his son will not be forgotten.
There is more than basketball on the minds of the Davenport North girls basketball players and coaches.
And he was just such a fun little kid to be around, always a smile on his face.
The players wearing shirts to honor Braddock and putting his name and number on their shoes.
It's obviously tough. The Shovlin family, our hearts are pouring out for them and the support that we can give and the whole community is giving for them because it's such a tragic accident.
The North family grieving together with students wearing wristbands for Braddock.
He's just a really, really neat kid, and it's just a very, very sad, tragic loss. We could not be more sad, but at the same time excited for the girls.
Shovlin does so much for the school, so much for everyone. Miss Shovlin is my sister's gym coach, and she absolutely loves her. And it's just honestly the saddest thing ever, just to have something like that happen to that family.
When we were at practice and games, we'd always see him just running around, shooting. He's always just come mess with us, so it's just going to be hard next year, not being able to see him around.
North is like a really family team, like a family school, and like I could say that like as long as I wanted to, because like North is the best school that I've ever been to, and everybody is just so supportive there. And once we heard about it, we really wanted to do something in memory of him because we're like that close of a family, and doing that, it just made us feel like he's watching us, and we just played our game like we did.
In Des Moines, Corey Kuffler, WQAD News 8 Sports.
A GoFundMe page has raised more than $40,000 to help pay for the little boy's funeral, scheduled for Friday.
Weather outside the Quad Cities, especially outside our station, it's starting to snow out there, that's for sure. And we'll tell you how much you could expect by tomorrow morning before you head off to work or school, coming up right after the break here on News 8 at 10.
Meteorologist James Zahara and Storm Track 8 weather, sponsored by Electric Doctor.
Turning a little white out there.
Yeah, we're getting there. It's a very light snow going on, and that light snow, the intensity continues through most of the night. Then we may have to adjust those amounts just a little bit, maybe about like a half an inch less or so, but nonetheless, we'll be, what? I just like that you said,
discussed.
Do your thing,
Just get
buddy.
right to the point. You know, that's how we like to do it.
We back him.
I'm very agreeable.
Just get the 3-degree right.
I have, in fact. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Once again, winter weather advisory taking place for areas north of Highway 34. That's from Burlington to Galesburg, Peoria, and south of Highway 20. That's around Galena to around Rockford. That's the area we expect to see that light snowfall, that light shoveling that we could expect to see heading into tomorrow morning. Now, some of this actually is not even reaching the ground in Illinois, but as you make your way near the river and points west, it is reaching the ground. And because it's coming a little bit later than expected, those amounts may be dropped just a little bit. I'll show you that in just a moment. Let's talk about when all this comes to an end. Here's our future track, 1:30 in the morning. Still got some of that snow that's going to be going on around the area, even around 3:30 a.m. By the time we get to about 8 is when the last of the snowflakes make their way across the river and continue its path off to the east, leaving behind some brisk winds and some mostly cloudy skies. Now, as far as snowfall amounts are concerned, I made a little tweak. I kind of dropped it by about half an inch to what I had earlier on this evening. Still just enough to make those roadways a little slick out there. So we're talking about a good 1 to 2 inches solid, I would say, in areas right around that winter weather advisory, right in this general area. And then the farther east as you go, maybe getting just over 2 inches. So that's kind of what we're looking at for the rest of the night before it all comes to an end early tomorrow morning. Now, what will that do as far as temperatures? Well, pretty much in the 30s once again like today. Lower 30s from Sterling Rock Falls to Galena, Walcott as well. We'll go about 36 degrees in Muscatine. Kind of a rain, snow, drizzly mix expected from around Galesburg and Mount Pleasant points southward. And then we're looking at kind of a rain, light snow from Kewaunee to Princeton, looking around 34, 33 degrees. In the Quad Cities, so shooting for a daytime high about 35. Now keep in mind, with that brisk wind out of the northeast on Thursday, these temperatures will feel more like in the 20s than anything else. Next chance of wet weather, well, not much to really speak about. Another system comes in by about Friday night, just clipping the viewing area, maybe with a light rain or snow shower. After that moves on by, then we start seeing some drier weather for the weekend and all that warmth just waiting the wings. That's going to be pushing its way eastward across the Midwest. And by early next week, we'll see those temperatures right back in the 60s again. So for tonight, snow will be developing 1 to 2 inches, isolated spots of 3 or close to it, once again, well east of the Quad Cities, and that is going to be expected by sunrise, okay? 29 for the overnight low, 35 for the daytime high as that snow begins to taper early in the morning. With that light snow-covered ground, just enough to keep that temperature on the chilly side on Friday with a high of 38, and then we see the rebound in numbers this weekend, but especially going into next week. Still looking at several days of temperatures 60 or better for daytime highs. Maybe our next round of a thunder shower or two coming in on later Tuesday. Once that wave moves on by, temperatures will drop back in the 50s, but that's still well above the norm for this time of year, and that will continue on heading to early next week. Hopefully we don't see any wet weather for the St. Patty's Day Parade, which is that following Saturday. So we'll see how that all turns out. Your 3-degree guarantee, sponsored by good friends at Eric and Chevrolet Buick in Milan. Jim always keeps an eye on this, making sure that I do a good job.
I want the Humane Society of Scott County to get a lot of money.
Well, yeah. I was going for a high of 35, hit 37. So it's 2 for 2 for this month.
All right, thanks, James.
Still ahead, the unique job offer from Netflix, how you could earn $4,000 in just 2 weeks.
And a twist on traditional yoga, how one woman's trying to provide relaxation through a little rage.